Chapter 7. My day was spent in a hiding game. Even though I was hunted in many places, the merciful saints were kind. I was not caught. The searchers did come close, once, twice. I could have touched their garments as they passed. On one such occasion, I learned enough to confirm my worst suspicions. It fell out this way. Late in the day I had climbed into a great oak so thick with leaves it hid me completely. Below, passing, then pausing, were two men. Matthew was a stout, honest fellow known for his skill with the glaive. Luke was a small, wiry man, considered Stromford's finest archer. Both men lived near the mill. Pausing beneath the tree in which I hid, I heard Matthew say, "I don't think we'll find the boy. He'll have gone leagues by now." Then Matthew, shaking his head, said, "There's a kind of strength in lunacy. I've seen it before, and the steward says it was madness over his mother's death that caused the boy to break into the manor house and steal his money." When I, in my high perch, heard these words, I could hardly believe them. I was being accused of a theft I had not done. "So it's said," Luke replied, but not, I thought, with much conviction. For a moment neither spoke. Then Matthew, in a low, cautious voice, said, "If you believe it, do you?" I held my breath as Luke took his time to answer, and then he said, "Do I think that Asta's son, a boy of 13, who's as skittish as a new chick, entered the steward's home, broke into the money chest, and ran off into the forest? Ah, Matthew, I'm sure marvelous things happen in this world. I've seen a few of them myself. But no, by the true cross, I don't believe he did such a thing." "Nor do I," Matthew said with greater strength. "But the steward says it's so." "Yeah, and that's the end of it," Luke added with a sigh. Then they spoke bitterly of the things the steward had done, how he had increased their labors, imposed countless fines, taken many taxes, increased punishments, and all in all, limited their ancient freedoms by being a tyrant in the name of Lord Furnival. Luke spat upon the ground and said, "He's no kin of Lord Furnival, only of his wife." To which Matthew added, "God grant our Lord long life, so he may visit us soon, and we might put our petitions before him." Both men crossed themselves. Having spoken, they drifted off. I had listened to such talk before, but always whispered. People often complained about their lives, taxes, work, and fees. Indeed, there had been so much talk that the steward, who must have heard of it, called a moot and informed one and all that such speech went against the will of God, our king and our master, Lord Furnival, that henceforward he would treat all such talk as treason, a hanging offense. Knowing these things could not be changed, despite the words of men like Matthew and Luke, I cared little for such matters. But in learning that I was blamed for a crime I had not done, my incomprehension as to my plight only grew. The rest of the day I spent hiding, not even daring, despite my hunger, to search for food. Instead, I waited for darkness, past vespers and beyond, choosing not to stir until I heard the church bell ring the last prayers of the night, compline. Still I held back for fear of being seen. But once the day was truly over, when the curfew bell had rung and all lay still as stone, I crawled from my hiding place. The night was intensely dark. Low clouds hid the moon and stars. The air was calm, though animal slops and whiffs of burning wood made it rank. No lights came from the village, but some gleamed in the manor house. Only then did I creep toward the church, alone, uncertain, and very full of fear.